Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to my playthrough of the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. When last we left, we had contacted the missing missionary up in Thirsk Mead Hall. Now, between then and now, I talked to her. I talked to that novelist in Thirsk Mead Hall, did not learn a lot from him. And I came back towards Fort Frostmoth. A little bit of a story. I spent nearly an hour because I was escorting an NPC that was basically as sturdy as a paper towel. Just walking through the woods, getting my ass repeatedly kicked. I came upon a cabin in the woods with a dead Khajiit outside. And inside that cabin, I found a man named Uncle Sweetshare, whom I traded. I decided to let him live. He's batshit insane. His cabin is somewhere between Thirsk Mead Hall and Fort Frostmoth. And I traded his cap for a promise for him not to dispense moon sugar to people. And then I got to Fort Frostmoth and I realized that I forgot to put record. But I didn't realize this until after I'd saved over my quick save game and put a set save with the sudden realization that I hadn't saved since the prior episode before. So rather than play 2 episodes of content just so you could watch me get my ass kicked for like 40 minutes straight, I decided to say, fuck it, we'll start with the turn-ins at Fort Frostmoth. So, know that Uncle Sweetshare's cabin is between Thirsk Mead Hall and Fort Frostmoth, that it's a relatively straight shot from Thirsk Mead Hall to Fort Frostmoth, but that there is some dangerous shit between there and there. So we're at Fort Frostmoth, and our escort is still with us, and alive, which is an accomplishment in and of itself, because she is seriously about as useful as a small puppy. Let's get her turned in then, shall we? I'll see you inside. Or actually, yeah, inside the fort here. But before I actually run off to the Imperial, the Imperial Temple, we're going to talk to whoever sent us out to seek out Uncle Sweetshare. And here we go. RPG Crawler, do my eyes deceive me, or is that a white Colovian fur helm? Then the deed is done. The moon sugar poisoner has been brought to justice. Excellent work. The Imperial Legion will not forget you or your assistance. Here, please take this gold as a symbol of our thanks. And I have received 1,500 gold, which is not bad. I think that is about it with regards to her. So let's head into the Imperial Shrine. Make sure I got my NPC behind me. I'm going to quick save just in case she gets caught on something. We'll take her inside.
How can I show my appreciation?
My journal has been updated. Alright. My thanks for escorting me back to the Imperial Cult Shrine. If you haven't already, make sure you talk to Jeline. He'll want to reward you for your duty. Alright, and now I've got somebody who can sell me spells. So I guess it was worth it. By the 9 divines, you rescued my Marisa. Please take this gold. I know it's not much, but it's all we have in our coffers. I wish I could give more. Marisa is invaluable to me and the Imperial Cult. And I got 300 gold for that, which is not great, but I guess, it's alright. And I've already got that. So what do we have left to do? You know what we've got to do is we've got to head back to Thirsk. And then to the Nord village beyond that. But first, let's find out what spells she has on offer. Holy Word, don't need it. Heal Companion, which could have come in so much useful on that, so I'm going to pick it up. I do not need Resist or Cure Disease anymore. Resist Frost, maybe. Frost Shield, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. So, I will see you back at Thirsk Mead Hall, which I should have marked. I really should have marked. Okay, holy crap. I'm walking along, and I got fucking ambushed by these Reavers. And they're kicking my ass. So, yeah, that's a difficult fight. Did I kill that one? Yeah. Yeah, I talk about how they're kicking my ass, and I immediately turn around and kill one of them. But no, they're pretty rough, man. And it's like snowing. It is snowing, and I'm fighting barbarians in some pretty hefty armor, actually. I'm wondering, and it looks like I'm about to level up. My unarmored skill raised. What do I not have armored? Wait, am I not wearing... Yeah, I'm not wearing any armor. Oh, it's broken. Fuck. No wonder I'm getting my ass kicked. My armor is broken. Well, it looks like I'm heading back to town to get my shit fixed. What do you have? Nordic fur shit and a steel war axe. Didn't even have anything of value for me to loot. Where'd the other one die? Or is that both of them? Alright, well, it looks like I'm heading back to town to get my shit repaired. So I will be back. Sorry for the delay. Apparently now I've got my shit together. We'll be able to be a little bit... this guy... These people followed me across country. And the guards are just standing there. You know, fuck you too, guards. So yeah, I don't think it gets much. Now that I've got armor, you guys aren't so tough. Fucking A. Reavers. Yeah, that one was nailing me with arrows all the way back. Oh well, they won't be doing much of that anymore. Onward to Thirsk again. And because I realized that I probably should go ahead and level up, as soon as I'm clear of the base, I will rest and level up, and then we can continue on to Thirsk for real this time. All right, I'm clear of the castle. Level 19, not bad. Luck as usual. We'll go with endurance as usual, and we'll do some more strength. So I've got plenty of magicka for now. Eventually we'll start boosting intelligence again. Oh joy, a snowstorm. Just like a sandstorm, except cold. Can't see more than about 5 feet in front of me. It's going to make any combats I run into interesting. Fortunately, I think everything's still clear from my trek down here. And I apparently am proven wrong. Oh, fuck, it's a boar. Hate these things. Little bit easier now that my armor's fixed, but not much. Alright. So as I got lost in the snow, aside from being attacked by a barbarian who had decided to attack with his own hand instead of the weapon he actually had drawn at the time, I ran across Uncle Sweetshare's cabin again. Menashe outside. This is what the outside looks like, and you can go inside and talk to a batshit crazy individual. So this is where it is on the world map. It's like due south of Thirsk. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's continue onward. So is that Thirsk up ahead? I don't know, I've been lost in the snow so long. It doesn't look like I should be there yet, but maybe I am. Yeah, I think that's it. Damn, I was lost in the snow. Just as the storm abates, I come to the mead house. If this was Skyrim, I'd be all over that warmth, especially since I usually play with a Frostfall mod. Wonder if there's something like that for Morrowind. I doubt it, but you never know. Because there's not as many frozen places in Morrowind as there are in Skyrim. Alright, let me put the sword away. Okay. Well, we'll talk to him again. Alright, let me ask about Captain Carius. Isn't he the one in charge at Fort Frostmoth? He's with the Imperial Legion like the rest of them. Alright, we'll ask about Skaal. Thirsk was built by a group of Nords who left the Skaal Village over 100 years ago. I think I already heard about it. Skull of Gris the Yellow.
Too bad he's my clan brother.
Alright. Hail, Archmage. Svenna Snowsong is my name. We welcome guests here at Thirsk as long as they behave themselves. Respect my home and my clan and we'll get along just fine. One word of advice, though. Stay clear of Eric the Unworthy. He's more trouble than he's worth. And that's why you call him unworthy. Eric is a disgusting brute of a Nord. I've met frostboars with more charming than that oaf. He may be my clan brother, but there are days I wish someone would just come in here and teach that oaf some manners. You get what I'm saying, Archmage? Yeah, I think I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Alright.
Hey, good looking? No, chump, not you.
Alright, well, who was talking? Allfigure the Fair. Arg. Welcome to Thirsk, Breton. The mead is a special blend, imported all the way from Skyrim. Drink up. Alright. Don't need to worry about that. Well, I talked to Wolfram. Eric the Unworthy. Eric and I once... Oh, never mind. He's a swine. That's all you need to know. Alright. Where is he? Because I'm kind of... There we go. Maybe where you're from it's alright to enter someone's chambers and play with their things, but it's not alright around here. The missionary is mine, understand? I knew you were trouble the first time when I first laid eyes on you. Now I'm going to have to teach you some manners. Oh, wow. Looks like I get to beat the shit out of this guy. Looks like Umbra's doing a dent in his health. Come on. Oh, now you're casting? Not going to do you any good. Yeah, that's right. You're about to get the shit beaten out of you by a mage. I'm not even going to have to cast on you. I'm just going to kill you with Umbra. Your journal has been updated. I have killed the Nord barbarian Eric the Unworthy. Thankfully, it was an even fight, since none of Eric's fellow clan members came to his assistance. And I will loot his shit. Nordic silver longsword. Just in case I need the silver. Got his key. Got some miscellaneous armor I do not need. So, let's talk to see what they say now. Eric the Unworthy. I told Eric if he kept spreading rumors about me that the Fates would have their due. Looks like I was right. He deserved to die, the pig. Man, my reputation I think went up with them all. They're glad I killed them. That's right. Bask in their adoration. Andralahim, who has a mask on. Talk to you. We'll miss the strength of a good warrior, but not the man. Eric was too arrogant for his own good, and his days were numbered anyway. Alright.
Don't press your luck. You're on your honor.
Sound. I would honor Eric in death as I would of any fallen brother. But in truth, I will always remember him as a vile swine of a man. I'm glad he's dead. Alright. Looks like I did these guys a solid. Let's talk to Andralheim. Alright. Eric the Unworthy. Doesn't necessarily have anything to offer me. Skaal. Raven Rock. Alright, looks like I don't have anything else to learn from these people. Let me head upstairs real quick and I will go through the text of this bookseller. Just so I have it on the list. Here's his notes. Greetings, RPG Crawler. My name is Bernadette Justal. Perhaps you'd like to buy one of my books. I'm a bookseller by trade, but my real passion is writing. I recently finished 2 scholarly works, Thirsk, a history, and Sovngarde, a re-examination. I have copies of both for sale, among others. I came to Thirsk all the way from Cyrodiil by the way of Vardenfell. My father once visited Solstheim, you see, and as a boy I was intrigued by his exciting stories of the Nords. I was particularly fascinated with this very mead hall, its residents and their adventures, things like that. I arrived here over a year ago and have been living amongst the Nords ever since. I have been chronicling their lives and recently collected enough data to complete my history of Thirsk. Thirsk is the name of this mead hall. It was built over 100 years ago by a group of Nords who left the Skaal Village. They were left by Hrothmund the Red, who became Thirsk's first chieftain. Oh yes, the Skaal are quite fascinating. Any study of Solstheim must include the Skaal, for they've played an integral part in shaping the island's history. Thirsk history, and just gives me that. Sovngarde, a re-examination. The Nords believe that the god Shar constructed a magnificent fortress where valiant Nord warriors may live forever, feasting, fighting, basically doing everything Nords like to do. The trick is finding the way in. According to legends, the entrance to Sovngarde is hidden, and only those who take up the search may ever find the way in. But according to my research, which I've chronicled in a new book, the way into Sovngarde isn't quite what they thought. I know a way into Sovngarde. It's up in that one dungeon in Skyrim that you have to like actually ride a dragon to get to, because they don't have levitation like they do in this game. Well, it looks like I am bound to head off to the Skaal Village unless anything stops me. Can it stop me? Alright. Alright, well, I am heading out. I will see you when I get to the Skaal Village. Oh, what's that? Looks like some Reiklings on Boarback. I'm gonna head to that hill up there, see what I can see. According to the map, Skaal Village is not that far north of Thirsk, so I should be running into it pretty soon. But I'm going to climb that hill just so I can see around the place. Reiklings are everywhere here. And, this is Skaal Village, it looks like. So Skaal Village was on top of that hill. You can see forever. There's something over there. Oh well, I'll check it out later. Yeah, I guess this is Skaal Village, so welcome to Skaal Village. Yep. Let me jump down here and talk to whoever the first person I meet is.
Don't stand about. Get moving.
Okay, you are kind of an asshole, but I'll let it go for now. You are not to the Skaal. Speak with Thurston Heartfang in the Great Hall. He is our leader and will deal with you. Thurston Greatfang. Maybe I can find that Legionnaire. Angar Icemane. Skaal Honor Guard. Yeah, where is the Great Hall? Here we go, the Great Hall. Fuck, it's dark in here. Give me a sec. Night eye. Alright, let's talk to Thurston Heartfang. What do you want, stranger? The Skaal wish you no harm, but you will mind your manners while you are within your walls. We will make no exceptions. I am completely stumbling over my words. Now, what is this I hear about an attack on the Imperial Fort? Those soldiers, they cut their trees and dig their holes and have little to show after a day's toil. They do not respect this land or its creatures, and for that I find them offensive. But, though I have no love for them, the Skaal would never do such a thing. We prefer to let the Imperials kill themselves slowly. But those creatures that attacked, they were not wolves of this island. Now, have you finished your business here? You say you've brought the bones of one of our ancestors? Stupid Imperials. They need to learn to leave things as they are. Still, it is good that you have returned this to the Skaal. Perhaps there is hope for you and your kind. You are welcome here for the moment, but there is much to atone for. The Imperials in their fort have brought nothing but harm to these lands. They cut the trees and dig the earth. They are wasteful, lazy, and careless. They have no comprehension of the oneness of the land. It is this oneness from which the Skaal derive our strength. Excuse me. And the Imperials have defiled these lands. Through their carelessness, the Imperials have upset the natural order, the oneness of the land. This is their nature. It must be balanced once again, and the All-Maker appeased. I wish for you to make things right, RPG Crawler. You will be one of to restore the power of the Skaal. Oneness. This is what the Skaal gives the Skaal power. It is the balance of our lands, the trees and the winters, wolf and bear. The Imperials have no respect for this balance, and we pay the price. It is right that you do this, as it is your people that have caused the damage. Speak with Coarse Wind-Eye in the Shaman's hut. He will give you further information. The shaman. He should spend more time with steel and less in studies. Still, he can provide good advice. And what about our captain? Not Carnius Magius. Where is the captain? Can I even ask about him? No. So it looks like I am being sent on a runaround. Maybe I should look around, see if this guy is like anywhere to be found. Captain Cardius, where are you? Nowhere up here, apparently. Damn. These buildings are unnecessarily large. Looks kind of like the Great Halls in Skyrim. Let's see if these people will talk to me now. Not the honor guard, but people like you. What is it you ask of this Skaal? And he won't let me ask about the individual either. Alright, I guess it's just off to the shaman's tent, because they are not letting me do anything else. Here we go, the shaman's hut. Last house in the village. And once again, it's dark as hell in here. Come on. Alright. It was a relatively small house. You've got some various alchemical ingredients. Not a whole hell of a lot else. Let's talk to this person. Greetings to you, wanderer. Why have you come to our village? Attack on the Imperial Fort. I can tell you no more about this. If there is information, Heartfang will have it. I'm sorry, I can do no more. Okay, restore the power of the Skaal. Heartfang wishes for you to do this, does he? Then I will assist you. There's a... Damn, I'm tired. Heartfang wishes for you to do this, does he? Then I will assist you. There's a ritual that must be completed. On Solstheim, you will find 6 standing stones, each representing one of the 6 gifts of the Allmaker. At each of these stones, a ritual must be completed. Once the ritual of the gifts is complete, the oneness should be restored. It would be too much for any Knot of the Skaal to remember. Here, take this. I will explain the rituals and guide you on your way. This book may be of some use to you as well. If you're to remain with the Skaal, you should understand our beliefs. And I've got the Story of Aevar Stone-Singer, which I believe is a book you can find in later Elder Scrolls, and the locations of the stones added to my inventory. It's asking about the oneness. There's a careful balance that lies in all the things of the world, the animals, the trees, even the rocks and the winds. It is a harmony that the Skaal draw power from, by the grace of the Allmaker. He who gave us these gifts, when this balance is upset, our power is lessened. Alright, I guess that's it. So let's take a look at what he gave me. Alright, locations of the stones. Oh, it's a diagram. So if I'm up here with Skaal Village, then the Windstone and the Beaststone are real close. And you know what? These look a hell of a lot like the stones in Dragonborn. So I believe they use the same locations, so that should be fairly easy to access. Let's look for the gifts. Let's take a look at the stock certificate first. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Wow, I've got so much quest shit. The Story of Aevar Stone-Singer. Sit quietly, child, and listen, for the story I tell you is a story of the ages. What is it, grandfather? Is it a story of heroes and beasts? The grandfather looked patiently at the child. He was growing into a fine boy. Soon he would see the value in the stories, the lessons that were taught to each generation. Just listen, child. Let the story take root in your heart. In a time before now, long before now, when the Skaal were new, there was peace in the land. The sun was hot, and the crops grew long, and the people were happy in the peace of the Allmaker provided. But the Skaal grew complacent and lazy, and they took for granted the lands and all the gifts the Allmaker had given them. They forgot, or chose not to remember, that the adversary is always watching, and that he delights in tormenting the Allmaker and his chosen people. And so it was the adversary came to be among the Skaal. The adversary has many aspects. He appears in the unholy beasts and the incurable plague. At the end of seasons we will know him as Thartag the World Devourer, but in these ages he came to be known as the Greedy Man. The Greedy Man, for that is what we will call him, for to speak his name would certainly bring a ruin on our people, lived among the Skaal for many months. Perhaps he was once just a man, but when the adversary entered into him he became the Greedy Man, and that's how he is remembered. It came to be one day that the powers of the Skaal left them. The strength left the arms of the warriors, and the shaman could no longer summon the beasts to their side. The elders thought that surely the Allmaker was displeased, and some suggested that the Allmaker had left them forever. It was then that the Greedy Man appeared to them and spoke. You of the Skaal have grown fat and lazy. I have stolen the gifts of your Allmaker. I have stolen the oceans, so that you will forever know thirst. I have stolen the lands and the trees and the sun, so your crops will wither and die. I have stolen the beasts, so you will go hungry, and I have stolen the winds, so you will live without the spirit of the Allmaker. And until one of you can reclaim these gifts, the Skaal will live in misery and despair, for I am the Greedy Man, and that is my nature. And the Greedy Man disappeared. The members of the Skaal spoke for many days and nights. They knew that one of them must retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker, but they could not decide who it should be. I cannot go, said the elder, for I must stay to lead the Skaal and tell our people what is the law. I cannot go, said the warrior, for I must protect the Skaal. My sword will be needed in case the Greedy Man reappears. I cannot go, said the shaman, for the people need my wisdom. I must read the portents and offer my knowledge. It was then that a young man called Aevar lifted his voice. He was strong of arm and fleet of foot, though he was not yet a warrior of the Skaal. I will go, said Aevar, and the Skaal laughed. Hear me out, the boy continued. I am not yet a warrior, so my sword will not be needed. I cannot read the portents, so my people will not seek my counsel. And I am young, and not yet wise in the ways of the law. I will retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker from the Greedy Man. If I cannot, then I will not be missed. The Skaal thought on this briefly, and decided to let Aevar go. He left the village the next morning to retrieve the gifts. Aevar first sent out to retrieve the gift of water, so he traveled to the Waterstone. It was there that the Allmaker first spoke to him. Travel west to the sea and follow the swimmer to the waters of life. So Aevar walked to the edge of the ocean, and there was the swimmer, a black horker, sent from the Allmaker. The swimmer dove down into the waters and swam very far, and far again. Aevar was strong, though, and he swam hard. He followed the swimmer to a cave, swimming deeper and deeper, his lungs burning and his limbs exhausted. At last he found a pocket of air, and there, in the dark, he found the waters of life. Gathering his strength, he took the waters and swam back to the shore. Upon returning to the Waterstone, the Allmaker spoke. You have returned the gift of water to the Skaal. The oceans again will bear fruit, and their thirst will be quenched. Aevar then traveled to the Earthstone, and there the Allmaker spoke to him again. Enter the cave of the hidden music and hear the song of the earth. So Aevar traveled north and east to the cave of the hidden music. He found himself in a large cavern, where the rocks hung from the ceiling and grew from the ground itself. He listened there and heard the song of the earth, but it was faint. Grabbing up his mace, he struck the rocks of the floor in time with the song, and the song grew louder, until it filled the cavern and his heart. Then he returned to the Earthstone. The gift of the earth is within the Skaal again, said the Allmaker. The lands are rich again and will bear life. Aevar was tired as the sun burned him. The trees offered no shade, and there was no wind to cool him. Still, he traveled on to the Beast Rock, and the Allmaker spoke. Find the good beast and ease his suffering. Aevar traveled through the woods of the Isenfir for many hours until he heard the cries of a bear from over a hill. As he crested a hill, he saw the bear, a falmer's arrow piercing its neck. He checked the woods for the falmer, for that is what they were, though some may say they are not, and finding none, approached the beast. He spoke soothing words and came upon it slowly, saying, Good beast, I mean you no harm. The Allmaker has sent me to ease your suffering. Hearing these words, the beast ceased his struggles and lay his head at Aevar's feet. Aevar grasped the arrow and pulled it from the bear's neck. Using the little nature magic he knew, Aevar tended the wound, though it took the last bit of his strength. As the bear's wound closed, Aevar slept. When he awoke, the bear stood over him, and the remains of a number of the falmer were strewn about. He knew that the good beast had protected him during the night. He traveled back to the Beast Rock, then the bear by his side, and the Allmaker spoke to him again. You have returned the gift of the beasts. Once again, the good beasts will feed the Skaal when they are hungry, clothe them when they are cold, and protect them in times of need. Aevar's strength had returned, so he traveled on to the tree stone, though the good beasts did not follow him. When he arrived, the Allfather spoke to him. The first trees are gone and must be replanted. Find the seed and plant the first tree. Aevar traveled again through the Hirstang forest, searching for the seeds of the first tree, but he could find none. Then he spoke to the tree spirits, the living trees. They told him that the seeds had been stolen by one of the Falmer, for they are the servants of the adversary, and this Falmer was hiding them deep in the forest, so that none would ever find them. Aevar traveled to the deepest part of the forest, and there he found the evil Falmer, surrounded by the lesser tree spirits. Aevar could see that the spirits were in his thrall, that he had used the magic of the seeds and spoken their secret name. Aevar knew he could not stand against such a force, and that he must retrieve the seeds in secret. Aevar reached into his pouch and drew out his flint. Gathering leaves, he started a small fire outside the clearing where the Falmer and the ensorcelled spirits milled. All the Skaal know the spirits' hatred of fires, for the fires ravage the trees they serve. At once the nature of the spirits took hold, and they rushed to quell the flames. During the commotion, Aevar snuck beneath the Falmer and snatched the pouch of seeds, stealing away before the evil being knew they were gone. When Aevar returned to the tree stone, he planted the tree in the ground, and the Allmaker spoke to him. The gift of trees is restored. Once again the trees and plants will bloom and grow and provide nourishment and shade. Aevar was tired, for the sun would only burn, and the winds would not yet cool him, but he rested briefly in the shade of the trees. His legs were weary and his eyes heavy, but he continued on, traveling to the Sunstone. Again the Allmaker spoke. The gentle warmth of the sun is stolen, so now it only burns. Free the sun from the halls of Penumbra. And so Aevar walked west, over the frozen lands, until he reached the halls of Penumbra. The air inside was thick and heavy, and he could see no farther than the end of his arm. Still, he felt his way along the walls, though he heard the shuffling of feet, and knew that this place held the unholy beasts who would tear his flesh and eat his bones. For hours he crept along, until he saw a faint glow far at the end of the hall. There, from behind a sheet of perfect ice, came a glow so bright he had to shut his eyes, lest they be forever blinded. He plucked the flaming eye from one of the unholy beasts and threw it at the ice with all his might. A small crack appeared in the ice, and then grew larger. Slowly the light crept out between the cracks, widening them, splitting the ice wall into pieces. With a deafening crack, the wall crumbled, and the light rushed over Aevar and through the halls. He heard the shrieks of the unholy beasts as they were blinded and burned. He ran out of the halls, following the light, and collapsed on the ground outside. When he was able to rise again, the sun again warmed him, and he was glad for that. He traveled back to the Sunstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him. The gift of the sun is the Skaal's once again. It will warm them and give them light. Aevar had one final gift he had to recover, the gift of the winds, so he traveled to the Windstone, far on the western shore of the island. When he arrived, the Allmaker spoke to him, giving him his final task. Find the greedy man and release the wind from its captivity. So Aevar wandered the land in search of the greedy man. He looked in the trees, but the greedy man did not hide there. Nor did he hide near the oceans or the deep caves, and the beasts had not seen him in the dark forests. Finally, Aevar came to a crooked house, and he knew that here he would find the greedy man. "Who are you?" shouted the greedy man, "that you would come to my house?" "I am Aevar of the Skaal," said Aevar, "and I am not warrior, shaman, or elder. If I do not return, I will not be missed, but I have returned the oceans and the earth, the trees, the beasts, and the sun, and I will return the winds to my people, that we may feel the spirit of the Allmaker in our souls again." And with that, he grabbed up the greedy man's bag and tore it open. The winds rushed out with gale force, sweeping the greedy man up and carrying him off, far from the island. Aevar breathed in the winds and was glad. He walked back to the Windstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him a final time. "You have done well, Aevar. You, the least of the Skaal, have returned my gifts to them. The greedy man is gone for now, and should not trouble your people again in your lifetime. Your Allmaker is pleased. Go now, and live according to your nature." And Aevar started back to the Skaal Village. "And then what happened, grandfather?" "What do you mean, child? He went home." "No, when he returned to the village," the child continued, "was he made a warrior? Or taught the ways of the shaman? Did he lead the Skaal into battle?" "I do not know. That is where the story ends," said the grandfather. "But that is not an ending. That is not how stories end." The old man laughed and got up from his chair. "Is it not?" So I guess that not only gives a lot of lore into the way that the Skaal approach things, but it also gives you step-by-step instructions, apparently, in what to do to advance the storyline. So, for now, this has been the RPG Crawler with the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. If you like what you've seen, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more of this and other role-playing games. Until next time, take care and goodbye.